I think you say it like that. It almost reminds me of owls, like ooh, ooh. No? Just me? Okay. Hello, 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 and welcome back to the Life in Germany channel. You are probably here because you're super interested in learning about cultural differences between living as a North American here in Germany and everything in between. So, naturally, we will be talking about some words that you will really not understand unless you've lived in Germany. But before we get started, of course, for those of you who follow the channel on a regular basis, also know that I am pregnant. So here's your belly shot. We did find out the sex. I don't know. I'm definitely gonna tell you guys. I just don't know how. Like it's obviously way more exciting for me than it is for you. So I'm not gonna have like a big gender reveal or anything, but I wanted to think of something a little more creative than just being like, guys, it's a boy or it's a girl, you know? So let's hop back on topic. Get your fingers out, and if you have not lived in Germany before, let me know if you even understand one of these words. Because of course, you know, when you're learning German, maybe you're abroad and learning German, you're gonna learn all of the basics. Basics are the most important thing, but then when you come to Germany, you might actually realize like, I thought I was like B2 level and ready for life here in Germany. But what the heck is a tempo? It really gets tricky when you start using this funny German slang that only Germans use. So before we dive in, of course, I would like to give a big shout out to our sponsor today. So if you are interested in learning the basics and getting used to the German language, well, there are a number of opportunities that you have. So I know I really don't have to introduce you to the Rosetta Stone app because this is one that has been around for ages. I remember learning Spanish on this app, I think like 15 years ago. Okay, I didn't remember my Spanish because I met a German and then I had to move over to German learning, but I actually started my learning back in Canada when I first met my boyfriend, who was just a fling at the time, and I thought, okay, I want to learn a few words of German. And I have to say, for those of you who have used their program before, whether on the computer or via their app, you will notice a huge difference now. I was shocked, like, in addition to the typical course lessons that you'll go through, like you can click learn, you can go through all of the different course lessons, but they also have different methods of learning. And so for me, I struggled a little bit keeping on track all the time and forcing myself to learn, but they've made it a lot more interactive in the years. So you can actually go into extended learning. They have the seek and speak feature, the phrasebook feature, their stories feature. You can actually like go in and listen to a story, or you can read it on your own. You have a lot of different options. And what is really exciting is their brand new feature, which is their live feature. So you can not only schedule a tutoring session, but you also have the opportunity to jump into live lessons. And the coolest feature that I didn't want to forget to mention is that you can actually go in, and if you're part of their lifetime subscription, you can actually click this arrow. I'm in German right now, and you can switch to any language you would like. So you can switch between Spanish, English, French, Italian, German, Arabic, Chinese, Dutch, English, Filipino, Greek, Hebrew, Hindi, Irish, Japanese, Korean, Persian, Polish, Portuguese, Russian, Spanish, Swedish, Turkish, and Vietnamese. That's pretty cool, guys. I gotta be honest, I'm just gonna stick with German for now, but it would be really cool to learn some more languages in the future. So I will leave a link down for you guys below if you want to try out Rosetta Stone yourselves. You can click that link to make sure that you're not going to miss out on that lifetime subscription, which is usually worth 349 euros, but with almost 50% off, you can now get it for 174.50. Being able to have this app, being able to use it on the go, especially when you're actually in Germany, whether you're a traveler or you're a foreigner living here, it really, really helps you progress. And I highly, highly recommend getting onto these basics from the get-go. I always tell you guys that was my biggest regret, and I wish that I had have jumped on these basics from the get-go so that when I got here, it would be a lot easier to understand some of these really cool words that you don't necessarily learn in a basic German class, but that you really dive into when you get to know the streets of Germany, like the real Germany, you know? So I'm not sure if this is the same for all around the world, but in Canada, for example, like we use certain brand names for certain things. Like if I would like a tissue, I'd ask for a Kleenex to blow my nose. Or if my lips are really dry, I would ask for chapstick. That's a brand that we use in North America. While I'm saying this, you're probably coming up with all of these awesome ideas in your head. If you come up with more, let me know in the comment section below. below. But I'm gonna share with you 10 of the most popular ones that definitely caught me off guard when I first got here to Germany. So first one I mentioned, you guys already heard it, was Tempo. This is actually similar to Kleenex. Tempo is a very popular brand here in Germany of tissues that you would put in your purse and blow your nose with. One that I really needed in my first pregnancy was a Dixie Klo or a Toy Toy. We usually just say a porta potty or a portable toilet. You know those like big blue things that are sitting on construction sites or sometimes at a festival? Well, here they call it a Toy Toy or a Dixie Klo. They might call it something else in other regions in Germany. I don't know. Let me know if you live in Germany. Another one which is really confusing at the beginning because you're trying to kind of like figure it all out. You're trying to open your bank account is a Girocard or EC-Karte. These are not brand names. It's just the name of a debit card. So they would use Girocard or EC-Karte in the German language when they're talking about debit. You'll get that asked a lot at the grocery store. If, for example, you say, can I pay with Visa? And they say, no, we only take EC-Karte. This is what they mean. Back onto the brands. You'll be at a party and someone will be like, hey, can you pass me some Zewa? And you'll be like, what? This one gets me still, even after 8 years. I always forget what Zewa is. For some reason, I always think it's plastic wrap. We call this plastic wrap actually saran wrap, which is, I believe, a brand in North America. But here, Zewa is actually paper towel. So if you spill something, you're like, oh, can you pass me Zewa, please? I love these. These are so much fun. Seriously, guys, come up with some more and let me know in the comments. Have you ever heard of Tesafilm? They use this one a lot. I don't think we have a word for this in Canada, like a brand for this that we would necessarily use. Actually, no, I'm lying. We do. Scotch tape. So Tesafilm is actually tape, like Scotch tape, like the one we use in Canada. I find it so interesting, especially since there's so many international brands. You think we would have the same words for, or the same brand names for certain things, but we don't. Okay, Maggi has got to be a classic. And I know this is a tough one for Germans because some Germans are like very anti-Maggi and some are very pro-Maggi. Maggi's like this brand that has lots of different kind of additive flavors for your chili or your lasagna or whatever. But they also have this, oh, I'll post a picture right here, but you guys are gonna have to remind me. It's some sort of like liquid flavoring that you can add to like noodles or rice or whatever, and it makes it taste good. I actually like it. I don't buy it myself, but like if I'm at someone's house and they offer it to me, I'll be like, yeah, warum nicht? So if somebody asks for Maggi, they're probably referring to this liquid bottle rather than like the packages of pre-flavoring for your chili or lasagna. I mentioned to you chapstick. So they don't use chapstick for lip balm here in Germany. They would say Labello. I don't have Labello with me. I have a knockoff version from DM, but my husband would ask for the Labello anyway, even though it's not Labello, it's just lip balm from DM. This one, depending on where you are in Germany or who you're talking to, may or may not be used all that often. For me, it's used quite often, I'd say. At least people in my husband's family always ask for Leukoplast. I hope I'm saying that right. Leukoplast is a brand for Band-Aids. Ah! A brand. Band-Aid's a brand too. You see, when you're saying these things, you don't even realize that you're saying a brand name, you're not actually saying what the product itself is. Band-Aid or Leukoplast would be a plaster. Is that the name for it? Oh my goodness. You start forgetting. You don't even know anymore. Okay, the next one. I have to look in my drawer here because I feel like I've got to have one here somewhere. Ah, I do. Okay, actually, I have two examples here. This is even better. You know this? Permanent marker. In Canada, we call it a Sharpie, and that's because this brand is actually called Sharpie. In Germany, they wouldn't say Sharpie, they would say Edding. So when you ask for an Edding, you ask for a permanent marker. This is a great example. I didn't even plan that. I'm so happy. And the last one, which is also my favorite, is a glue stick. A glue stick is often called a Prittstift, and that is also a brand of glue stick. Or if you want the liquid glue, then you could also ask for the Uhu. I think you say it like that. It almost reminds me of owls, like Uhu, Uhu. No? Just me? Okay. Anyway, that's my list of 10. I'm hoping that this was a relatively quick video for you guys. I'm trying not to like drag out videos. I always try to keep them like with under 15 minutes, but if I can keep them under 10 minutes, then even better. So I hope you guys are having a wonderful, wonderful spring. I am in such a better mood. You can probably already tell. I'm also feeling a lot better. I'm not as nauseous as I was in my first trimester. So I'm up and at 'em and ready to go and walking around a little bit more and enjoying the sunshine. So I hope you guys are as well. If you have any questions for me, as always, you can leave them in the comment section below. I will also leave that Rosetta Stone link down there for you too. And wie immer, vielen, vielen lieben Dank. Bis später.